more welcoming toward families. I mean, that's pretty much all they believe in, you know.
So what is the Labour position at the moment? Where has this week's events left the Labour Party?
Torture, as usual. So there was going to be a three-line whip, and then there was maybe not going to be a three-line whip, and then there's going to be a three-line whip. So Tulip Steek has resigned from the front bench. She's not going to hang around and vote for it because her constituency voted 75% Remain. So it's put them in here. What doesn't put Labour in a difficult position at the moment? This one is a particularly difficult position. The strange thing about Theresa May is she sort of reminds me now of somebody who could start a fight in an empty pub. Right. You know, sort of standing at the bar wildly swinging, you know, come on, I'll have you, at like a stool.
What are you looking at my weird hair? Stop looking at my weird hair. I don't look like a cobra. I don't look like a cobra.
Because this absolutely wasn't a fight that she needed to have. She's got a majority for Article 50 in Parliament, so she decided to get the Supremes to rule on it, and over many, many weeks at huge expense in the Supreme Court for it turns out, absolutely no reason.
Well, the white paper, well, how much will that actually amount to? Does anybody suppose?
I think it might literally be a white piece of paper.
Which key MPs are going to vote to block Article 50?
Key MPs?
Well, yeah. I really mean these ones written here.
Jean-Claude Juncker, him, Valéry Giscard d'Estaing.
I can't believe you've all forgotten Owen Smith so soon after his wildly successful bid for the Labour leadership.
Tim Farron.
Very good, yeah.
Caroline Lucas, I think.
And the only other ones you've got to name now are all the SNP MPs.
OK, just a minute, I do know these.
Mari Black.
Correct.
Jock McTavish. Morag Stewart.
Well, I think that we've done this serious justice. Endoscopically, this is the ruling of the Supreme Court that a vote in the House of Parliament will be required before Theresa May can enact Article 50. The Prime Minister is still hoping for a quickie divorce from the EU, and like all divorces, it will be beset with the usual questions. How will funds be divided? How will access be determined? And crucially, who will take Tim Farron to McDonald's every other weekend? And gently explain that none of this is his fault. Labour have reacted to the Article 50 bill by, as usual, showing all the efficiency and purposeful action of a pigeon trapped in a bottle bank. Still, the plan remains for the UK to have left the EU by the time of the next election, scheduled for May 2020. Just to give you an idea of what Britain might look like by then, please remember that Blade Runner was set in 2019. 2 points to Jeremy. Vicky, who wants to make a big deal of their first meeting?
Oh, OK. Sorry, you know that moment when you sort of lose the will to live briefly and then remember that you've got to take the next breath? OK, so this is a very, very proud moment. This is possibly one of my proudest moments of being a British person. Our Prime Minister, Theresa May, is going to meet the freshly inaugurated President of the United States of America to talk about furthering our special relationship, which just sounds marvellous. Now, the joy of all of this, of course, is that just recently the President of the United States of America has announced he's going to build a wall. I'm sure everybody's heard about this, on the border with Mexico. And the President of Mexico is, frankly, from what he said on Twitter, pretty unhappy. He's quite keen to bring back that favourite sport of ours, waterboarding. Waterboarding is one of the range of enhanced interrogation techniques that Donald says absolutely works. It's like fighting fire with fire. Fact. I've checked those facts, and it turns out that fighting fire with fire just makes more fire. Fact.
I always wondered why you never see the fire service throwing petrol bombs into blazing warehouses.
But, I mean, apparently I did go back and read about what fighting fire with fire, where that came from. And I think it was originally, well, Jeremy, you'll know this, Shakespeare.
Yes.
King John.
I only knew him slightly. We were kind of friends, and then he got famous and everything, and he went all pleased with himself.
Yeah, and you had that fight in the pub.
Yeah.
What else has he been up to this week, then?
Everything that is wrong. I mean, this is it's incredible within a week that he's managed to announce the wall, announce loads of visas won't be given to, surprise, surprise, Muslim countries. He's very upset. He said that everyone's been very mean to him about the crowd size, which was definitely huge, enormously huge. And he's got a picture of it now, which he referred to as a sea of love. That's what he saw.